Good morning from Oklahoma. I'm Dave Deken with a look at what's happening in agriculture and rural life across our great state in this episode of Red Dirt and Round Bales. You can learn a lot about an old Oklahoma community by looking for three things: a church, a cemetery, and the remains of a schoolhouse. Sometimes there's only a foundation, a hand pump, or a sign with a district number that nobody uses anymore. But once upon a time, that little school told people where the neighborhood was. In rural Oklahoma, the schoolhouse was rarely just a schoolhouse. It might be a polling place on Tuesday, a farmer's meeting hall on Thursday, and the site of a pie supper on Saturday night. Children learned their arithmetic there. But adults discussed roads, crops, elections, and community business there too. And many of those first schools were humble. Classes were held in barns, tents, dugouts, and private homes. In one-room schools, a single teacher might handle first grade through eighth grade. Older pupils may help younger ones. Lessons followed the rhythm of planting and harvesting because, like it or not, the farm had its own school calendar. By 1918, Oklahoma had 5,783 school districts. More than 5,100 were rural school districts, generally built around one school. Today we think of a school district covering a town, perhaps several towns, and miles of countryside. Back then, the countryside was divided into 1,000 little educational neighborhoods. In some parts of Oklahoma, a school could be found near the intersecting corners of every 4 land sections. It was designed that way so most children could walk or ride a horse without traveling too far. But these little schools had their own limits. Many could not afford laboratories, libraries, or specialized teachers. Rural children might finish the 8th grade with no practical way of attending high school. In the 1916-17 school year, fewer than 1% of students in Oklahoma's rural districts were enrolled in rural consolidation high schools, while high school opportunities were considerably more common in towns and cities. So reformers began arguing for consolidation. Combine several little districts, they said. Build one good brick school. Hire more teachers. Offer agriculture, science, music, high school classes. It sounded sensible. It also meant the school might now be 5 or 10 miles away. The school bus did not simply carry children across rural Oklahoma. By no fault of its own, the school bus kind of redrew rural Oklahoma. Now that children could travel 10 miles instead of walking 1, the school no longer had to be the center of the neighborhood. The center of gravity moved. It shifted towards a larger town, a better road, a new consolidated building. The bus route became the new community map. At first, those buses ran on hay. Horse and mule-drawn kid wagons gathered children before sunrise. Some even had wooden roofs and canvas curtains. In cold weather, drivers installed pot-bellied stoves, and children carried hot bricks wrapped in cloth to keep their feet warm. In fact, my grandpa told me stories of carrying a hot potato for lunch so it would keep his hands warm in the morning. Now, when roads turned to mud, drivers sometimes had to cut a fence and steer around the worst holes. Jackson County, Oklahoma showed how quickly the change could happen. It had 68 school districts in 1907, and by 1921, consolidation had reduced that number to 33. And 28 of those offered high school coursework. In 1936, Jackson County became the first county in southwest Oklahoma to eliminate one-room schoolhouses entirely. The new schools created opportunity, but something was lost too. When a school closed, the community lost its regular gathering place. Children no longer met the neighbors' children at the nearby crossroads. Basketball games, Christmas programs, and graduations moved down the highway. Families began shopping and conducting business in the town where the school was located. Now, school consolidation did not single-handedly erase rural towns. Drought, the Depression, mechanized farming, larger farms, and wartime migrations were already thinning the countryside. Consolidation often just followed those changes, but it could reinforce them too. A place without a post office might survive. A place without a store might hang on for a while. But when the school closed, people sometimes began speaking of that community in the past tense. The town did not disappear all at once. It faded one bus ride at a time. The map was divided by race as well. Oklahoma maintained separate schools for black and white children. After Brown versus Board of Education, the 1955 Better Schools Amendment changed school funding and encouraged districts to close separate schools as integration began. That brought necessary legal change, but it also shifted students, teachers, and community life onto another new educational map. You can still see the old geography in school names such as Sharon Mutual, Pond Creek Hunter, Alusty El Dorado, Mulhall Orlando, and Thomas Fay Custer. Those hyphens are little pieces of Oklahoma history. They join communities that once had schools, teams, colors, and identities of their own. That's the thing about consolidation. It gave many rural children opportunities their parents never had. But it also taught Oklahoma that a school is more than just a building. It is a point on the map. And when that point moves, the whole community moves a little with it. To learn more about the history of rural schools in Oklahoma, visit reddirtandroundbales.com. I'm Dave Deken, and we'll talk with you next week as we take another look at rural life and agriculture in Oklahoma on Red Dirt and Round Bales.